Good morning to all my loyal, loyal listeners, because this has been a morning and like everything is working right now. Welcome to the Morning Constitution. I'm Joel Hawksley. I'm your host, and we're at the Oxford Pub and Secret Society. I'm always happy to have a chance to get out here. Every Thursday, the Oxford takes and hosts us, and John is not here this week, and I wanted to make sure I pitch the fact that our producer does a great job, and you can see it today by all the mistakes that are happening. But the most important thing is that John has his own company now, and if you want production, then Seventh Legion, look it up, Seventh Legion. That's the company we're going to recommend. We're going to recommend them because they're a business partner, and I'm so glad that John had the opportunity to open his business. So, John, if you're listening, we're all in dire need of you, but thank you very much for all you do. So, David is looking at me. So so they're evaluating my performance right now. So I'm like watching. So let's get into this. Now, welcome back to another episode of the Morning Constitution. This podcast is where we go deep into the intricacies of the United States Constitution. Now, I'm happy to host this show because it gives me an opportunity to talk history, to talk Constitution, and everything that we aren't talking about anymore. So, the Ninth Amendment, join me in our constitutional, join me, and I'll try to be as much of an expert as possible. So I'm going to really try to play this. So let's start by refreshing you, the listener, to what exactly the Ninth Amendment is. So the Ninth Amendment is one of the lesser known amendments in the Bill of Rights, but it holds significant importance. It states, the enumeration in the Constitution of certain rights shall not be construed to deny or disparage other retained by the people. Essentially, this amendment emphasizes that just because certain rights are explicitly in the Constitution doesn't mean that the people don't have other rights that are not specifically mentioned in the Constitution. So the framers of the Constitution recognized that it would be impossible to list every single right that individuals possess. It'd be impossible. So the Ninth Amendment was included to ensure that the rights not specifically mentioned in the Constitution are still protected. So during the drafting of the Constitution, there was a concern that by being explicitly listing certain rights, it might imply that those were the only rights that were protected. So the Ninth Amendment was introduced as a safeguard against such a misunderstanding. But the framers wanted to make it clear that the Constitution's enumeration of rights was not exhaustive, and that people possessed unenumerated rights that were equally important and deserved protection. An example of how the Ninth Amendment applies in legal context. So one notable example is the Supreme Court case of Griswold versus Connecticut, and that was in 1965. The case involved a Connecticut law that prohibited the use of contraceptives, even by married. The court, in its decision, relied on the Ninth Amendment to establish a right to privacy, which included the right to make decisions regarding contraception within the marital relationship. The court reasoned that although the right to privacy is not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution, it is one of those rights retained by the people as protected by the Ninth Amendment. So the Ninth Amendment can be seen as a tool for interpreting the Constitution and recognizing unenumerated rights, because it provides a basis for the court to recognize and protect rights that are not explicitly listed in the Constitution. So the Ninth Amendment ensures that the Constitution remains a living document capable of addressing and protecting rights that may arise or become relevant in the future. So I'm not one who says, hey, I believe that it's a living document. It's a living document in the fact that we can amend it. So that's a way of looking at it for those that are trying to grasp what the Ninth Amendment is all about. So let's take another look a little bit further down, because we're almost done with this next show. So what else? So let's look at some controversy and debates surrounding the Ninth Amendment, because I just mentioned that some people don't believe that it's a living document. So there's been some debate over how to interpret the Ninth Amendment. Now, some argue that it gives the courts broad discretion to identify and protect unenumerated rights, while others believe it should be narrowly construed. Additionally, there's ongoing discussion about how to determine which enumerated rights are protected, how they should be balanced against other constitutional considerations. A bunch of good time over here. I must be doing something wrong. Oh, at least I'm getting through this thing today. Okay, so I'm gonna stare at them. Just staring at me. No, everybody, that's not helpful for me. So whether you want to interpret it as broad or narrow, that's okay. So the Ninth Amendment serves as a crucial reminder that the Constitution is not an exhaustive list of rights. It recognizes that individuals possess fundamental rights that are not explicitly mentioned in the Constitution. It deserves to be, they still need to be, they still deserve being protected. Okay, so that's really as good as it can get. But if I were to combine the 10th Amendment, which we're going to talk about, probably not next week, because I have the Honorable Congressman John Micah, Representative Micah, served in our 7th Congressional District for over 20 years, and he has told me that he would love to be on our show, and he's decided to be our guest for next week. Now, he'll either be in the audience, or he may be in North Carolina. But we're going to have him. I'd love to have him live. I'm going to have him live, but we're either going to have him here in North Carolina. I'd love to have that. But that's it, guys. That is totally the Ninth Amendment. You can't make this shit up. We'll be coming later because you can't make this shit up. So have a great day. Thank you very much. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you get on our social media. Let us know how bad I did today because this has been an incredible journey without our producer. So thank you very much. I really appreciate everything you guys do. I hope that this show went well. Thank you.